it up.
All right. All right. We're in business. Cheap Not Broke fam. Thank you all for tuning back into the show. Sorry, we had some difficulties trying to get those worked out right now. Bam! Okay, we're in business. Sorry about that, everybody. Thank you for tuning back in to the show. It's Monday, and we are live on Cheap and Not Broke. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Each and every subscription helps. All right, let's get on into it. What are we talking about tonight? Talking about your president and his $2,000 stimulus. Trump's $2,000 stimulus. Is it happening? Is it real? Are we really going to get some money or are we not? They'll promise you the world and give you nothing. You get nothing out of the deal. So, they'll tell you anything. Make sure my sound is up. All right, there we go. You got to be the sound. I'm telling you, when you do this stuff, we don't have a production team. You got to be the sound man, videographer, editor, everything. You got to do it all. But hey, that's what it is. So tonight, what are we getting into? Let me show you again. We're talking about Trump's $2,000 stimulus check package. I don't know what it is. He's just up there talking now. There is no guarantees on this. It's not like he's just giving the money out of his pocket. That's not happening. Could he afford to do it? Probably. He got a lot of money. But that's not happening. So, if you haven't heard recently, President Trump proposed giving Americans a dividend totaling up to $2,000. $2,000, not including high-income people. Now, he hasn't said who high-income is. Including everyone will be paid, he wrote. Also, claims about, he's also talking about health insurance, but we'll get into that in a second. So, yeah, talking about giving us $2,000. And we got it before. When was the last time we got a stimulus? I think it was Obama. We got a stimulus check. Yeah, I think we got a stimulus check with Obama, if I'm not mistaken. We did get some stimulus money when Obama is in office. And here it comes again. Now, me personally, $2,000 is not life-changing money. It is not. It might get you out of a hole or a jam, but it's not about to change your life. No, it's not. Now, unless you want to invest it and it turn into something crazy, yeah, that's cool. It could happen. But $2,000 on its own, no, it's not happening. So let's see. The money would come from revenue generated from import tariffs. Duties on goods coming into the U.S. As we all been paying for it, basically, we've been getting our money back. How long we've been paying on tariffs? I don't know, about 6-7 months now. It's been a minute. And tell me, if anybody's watching right now, drop a comment. Have you benefited personally from tariffs? Have you benefited from the tariffs, from the prices being raised, all the stuff coming up? Are you benefiting from it? I don't know. Benefiting. Only people who are selling the shit are getting, excuse me French, are benefiting. Because listen, they raise tariffs at your company. Now your tariffs has company. Sales are down. They don't need you no more. You gotta go. Tariffs didn't benefit you. So you tell me who that. Send me my cash. Trump sent the last one. Oh, Trump didn't send the last one. Oh, okay. Thank you. Chad Roberts. Chatty, what's happening? So Trump did send the last one. All right, well, that's what it is. He did send the last one. But like I said, $2,000 ain't life-changing money. Now, everybody get $10,000, $15,000. Now we talking. Is that life-changing money? No, but you can do some things. You can $10,000. You can do some things. You can do some things. You can, if you know what the hell. If you know what you're doing, you can do some things. Or you can take $10,000 and not, it depends on how financially astute you are to do something with that $2,000. Now, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent had a caveat. The dividend may not be a direct $2,000 check. It would come in lots of forms. It could just be tax. It could just the taxes decrease what we're seeing President agenda. So basically, it'd be like a write-off, a tax credit. What the hell am I going to do with that? All it's going to do is decrease your income by $2,000. Let me tell you something. That's not going to do nothing for you. That would be the worst thing. That's an insult. That would be insulting to the American people to give them a $2,000 tax credit. That ain't helping nobody. That's not helping nobody. Not really. $10,000 tax credit. $10,000 cash. We need 10,000. 10. Give us $10,000. That'll work. Now, he hadn't said who high income people could be. Now, that could be people making over $100,000. I doubt it. It's got to be at least be people making over $1 million. It has to be. It has to be. Because most people who need it are making, what, between $500,000 and nothing? Yeah, those are people who need it the most. Now, you're making over $1 million. You don't need that money. No, you don't need it all. Amount and format. The first phase, at least 2,000 leaves open whether it might be more or less, whether it will be a check, tax cut, or a benefit. Best noted. There is no timeline announced when the payout will occur, so no need to get excited about it. You probably better off waiting on your income tax. That'll be here before you know it. If they have enough people in the IRS working, because they had to shut down, they reduced the size of the IRS. Might take a little longer to get your refund. We'll see. We don't know yet. To send direct payments or tax changes of this magnitude would likely require Congress action. Also, Trump's tariff authority and how revenue is used and under legal scrutiny. Now, ain't that some shit? Now you gotta go talk to Congress to give us $2,000. But you didn't have to talk to Congress to enact those tariffs to take everybody's money and raise the prices on stuff. You know how much they've gone up on Temu? I used to be on Temu all the time. I got a lot of nice stuff off Temu. I ain't been on Temu in a minute. The same jacket that I got for $7, $8, $20 now. I'm not paying it. I already know how much it cost the first time. I refuse to pay more. Now, when Temu come back down, I'm back over there. But until then, I can't mess with Temu. Temu's charging H&M prices, and I didn't come over here for that. I did not come over here for that. All right, let me see. Let's take a look at this. Let me show you the article. Let's look. Hold on a second. Let's take a look together, shall we? Here we go. Bam. So what we got? So let's see what we got. Dividend, at least $2,000, not including the high end, will be paid to everyone. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we already know that. The president previously brought up distribution to the people in the October interview with One American News Network. At the time, Trump said the sum of the suggested distribution would be $1,000 to $2,000 per person, according to. That's just not enough money. And why are they just throwing out? Why is it only $2,000? Why can't it be a good $5,000? Even $5,000 would be a nice round number. I just don't see $2,000. I mean, hell, most people's rent is not even $2,000. You can't even cover a month's rent with $2,000. Months earlier, Senator Josh Hathaway introduced a similar idea in legislation aiming to provide rebates of $600 to almost every American, plus their dependent children using the tariff revenues, according to the Hill. Man, hell no. That's nothing. That's no money. They're raking in billions, and they're going to give us $2,000 a piece. No. That's just not enough money. Listen to this. The U.S. Department of Treasury collected a total of $195 billion from tariff duties in 2025. And that's just what they're telling us. They probably made more than that. They probably got that money in an account. Drawing interest is making way more than that. Way more than 95 billion. I'm willing to bet. They collected a total of 195 billion from 2025 from the beginning of the year through September, according to The Hill. That's September. It's November, so they probably made another 20, 30 billion by now. Yes, that's a lot of money. Quite a bit of money. Quite a bit of money. Now, a move that would likely require Congress approval. See, and it's got to go through Congress. Congress got to approve that. And you know, sometimes the Republicans, they ain't like, nah, we don't like give out no free money. Everybody got to work for it. They got to work for it. So Congress is probably going to fight. I highly doubt they're going to unanimously give everybody $2,000. It's going to be some pushback. Somebody's going to say, hell no. Put them back to work. Make them work for it. Somebody's going to say it. Somebody's going to do it. I don't know who, but somebody's going to do it. We're just not going to get that money. It just don't work like that. It just don't work like that. All right. What? Oh, okay. That's some spam. All right, so let's get back to it. So the $2,000 check. Now, let's see. Revenue and tariffs reported as 109 million 25 date, costing and paying $2,000. Let's say 150 million people would be 300 billion. Is larger than the available net revenue once. See, okay, so what they're saying is they collected 195 billion. If they pay 150 million people $2,000, it'll be 300 billion. Tariffs also can reduce tax revenues because the higher import costs can reduce consumption and investment. One estimate shows only 90 plus billion net revenue versus 300 billion cost. Well, let's see. I'm gonna Google that. Let me ask ChatGPT. What is? I mean, how many Americans? Let's see, 150 million. How much would it cost to pay 150 million people $2,000? Let's see. I'm just curious. $2,000. Let's see how much it costs to pay 150 million. 300 billion. Yeah, that's right. Maybe 300 billion. Yeah, well, shit. I don't know if they're going to even pay that. But they pull in so much more money. They're taxing you. They're taking taxes out your check. I mean, we don't know how much the federal government makes. We really don't. They don't put that money out there. That number is not posted. We have no idea. They collect taxes from everybody all the time. Next time you get a flight or get a ticket on an airplane, look at the taxes. Look at the taxes. Hey, I don't know if you know this. You're paying more in taxes for a flight than you are in airfare. It is a fact. This is a fact. Look at it. Next time you buy a flight, look at it and you will see that you are paying more in taxes than airfare. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find me an old flight. I can prove it. Let me see. Let me find me a plane ticket. I got plenty of them. Nope, somewhere already been United. Let's see. Airfare. Okay, this is not a good example. Nope, this is not a good example. But I gotta find a better example. But anyway, I'll find one later. But my point is, a lot of times, they charge a hell of a lot of taxes on these flights. And wait, airfare, is that per person? I don't know. Okay, I don't have time to do that math. However, you pay a hell of a lot on these damn plane tickets, and most of that is in taxes. Look it up. Just next time, just look at all the taxes and all the things that you have to pay for that. Now, here's the question. If you do give everybody $2,000, what are people going to do with it? Are you going to do the right thing with it? Me personally, what am I going to do with mine? Probably invest it. Go buy some shares. Nah, probably not. Okay, yeah, I am. I'm going to buy $1,000 worth of shares in something and then put $1,000 on debt or something like that. I'm not going to spend any money on having fun or anything like that. I'm going to use this money to get ahead. Now, some people are going to take this money and go buy something, consumption, on some consumer good that's not going to benefit them. If it's not going to benefit you to say, make you some more money or save you some money or whatever the case, you kind of playing with the money. My rule of thumb, if I'm going to get some free money, I got to get some money back with it, right? Just like when you get your income tax check. You ain't supposed to just spend it. Pay off some debt if you need to. Invest it. Do something productive with that money, because you don't get free money like that all the time. Most of the money you got to work for it. You got to work your ass off. Listen to somebody's bullshit. Hey, all this crap to get your money. So if you're going to get some free money, make the most of the money. That's what you want to do. You want to make the most of the money. Make the most of the money. And now a lot of people, like I said, they're going to do all these other things to the money. But you, Cheap Not Broke, if you watch Cheap Not Broke, you might as well invest the money. Put it up. Now, if you need it, do what you need to do with the money. Put it away. Pay off debt. You owe somebody. You need to have some expenses for your children. You need to get caught up on something. You do that. You be smart with the money. But everybody's not going to do that. It's just a fact. It's just a fact of the matter. Fact of the matter, it's just how it goes. So, what else we got going on? Let's see what else we got with this. Let's see. Who qualifies? Will it be adults only? Will it be children? Will children receive something? Will couples be separate or joint? Will there be an income phase out? Oh, yeah, it's going to be income phase out for sure. We don't know if it's going to be a check, tax reduction. We don't know about that. But we do know it's got to go through Congress and legal challenges, because you're looking at it as $2,000 per person. They're looking at it as $3 billion check at one time. So they're looking at it a little bit different. They're probably going to be a little more hesitant to issue the money. Now, this happened before. It has happened before. We've gotten a stimulus check in the past. So it's not out of pocket to get one. It's not out of pocket to get one. But we just don't know when it's going to happen. I wouldn't count on it no time soon. No time soon. There's a lot of legal hurdles to get to this. But but we know the government's making a hell of a lot of money with the taxes. The tariffs, all this stuff. They're making a whole lot of money. So much more. Putting even people out of business. There's quite a few places I've know of that are folded. It's an oyster spot I like out here in Santa Monica. They're folding up. I'm not saying because of tariffs, but I'm going to say more so lack of tourism. Tourism has really been down. It hasn't been the same. So without tourism, a lot of people aren't making money, and Santa Monica is a tourism-built business. So it's not just tariffs, because everybody has to pay tariffs one way or another. If you depend on the tourism industry, that's down too, and that's hurting you. And that $2,000 is not going to help pay off for nothing. It's not going to help pay off a damn thing. So, but what do you think? Drop a comment. Let me know. What do you think? Do you think it's really going to happen? Do you think not? It's not going to happen anytime soon. I can bank on it probably being next year sometime. Not now. Not now. They're not going to do it. And like I said, they're going to have certain people qualify for who is high income, who is not. And, like I said, they're not trying to pay nobody. They're not trying to pay nobody. How much? Let's see. How much would 150 million people pay $10,000 be? Oh, it's gonna be some stupid number. 1.5 trillion. It would be $1.5 trillion to pay everybody $10,000 in America. 150 million people in America, $10,000. That would be a lot. That would be that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. That probably won't happen either. But it's nice to dream about it, think about it. So, unfortunately, we don't have all the details about this. But I can see them trying to do this as a tax credit, because they're not really having to come up off the cash, and they're gonna get the money back anyway. So I can see them. I can see that. I can definitely see it as a tax credit. I can definitely see that. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. So yeah, that's what's going on in the news right now. This tariff this $2,000 tariff that they may or may not get. Like I said, don't put your marbles in the bucket. Don't do that. You don't know if we're gonna get it, and if we do, it's not gonna be no time soon. It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a minute. I just thought I would bring it up, make people aware of it, but definitely do not do not lay your hat on it. Do not depend on this. This has no legs. It's not going anywhere as of now. Nowhere as of now. All right, boom. There we had it. All right, everybody, we're gonna go to break real quick, and we'll be right back. We are back, and we're talking President Trump's $2,000 stimulus plan. Is it going to be a thing? Is it happening? Is it not? I don't know. We're just bringing it up. But anyway, it would be nice. I would take it. I mean, everybody would gladly take it now. Everybody would gladly take the $2,000. Especially some people really need the money. It's not going to come fast enough for the people who haven't been getting paid per the government shutdown. And my question is, how long is it going to take to get these people paid? How long are y'all going to take to get these folks paid? Y'all need to cut them checks like yesterday. People behind on things, all kind of stuff, and they're still having to work and not get paid. That's wild. That's wild. How good are you at your job when you're not getting paid? I don't think you're that good. It's going to be kind of difficult to be really good at your job, and nobody's wanting to pay me my just due. I need my money. I want my money. I want it now. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the next part of the show, which is interesting news. There we go. Interesting news. Here we go. All right. So, what we got going? So there's this new company out in Manhattan. It is called Blade. Blade is a helicopter company. Let's switch cameras. Blade is a helicopter company, and it is proposing Blade to offer 12-minute helicopter commuter flights between Manhattan and Westchester. Commuters will be able to fly from Westchester to Midtown Manhattan by chopper beginning on Black Friday, says helicopter hailing platform Blade. The flights are set to return between Westchester County and the flights are set to run between Westchester County Airport and the helipad at Blade Lounge West on West 30th Street starting in November 28th. The Black Friday launch is scheduled to feature late morning departures from Westchester to Manhattan and after return flights designed for holiday shoppers heading into the city rather than the weekday commuters. So they're going to helicopter you around. How much does this cost? Where is the cost? The flights, 12 minutes, aimed at executives returning from 5-day office schedules. How much does this cost? Seats will range from $125 one way, $125 one way, with Blade Commuter Pass up to $225 per spot depending on booking options. The new route is Blade's first weekday commuter operation in New York metro area. Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not a fan of the helicopter like that. That's not my thing. That thing. Oh, my volume's low. Oh no. Turn it up. Hopefully you can hear me now. Hey, Mama Tiki 1. Thank you for tuning in. My volume's low. We just turned it up. Hopefully you can hear me now. But yes, this is crazy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not I fly all the time. I don't have no problem flying. Not fond of helicopter rides though. It's not my thing. I'm not, especially for 12 minutes, like, nah, man, nah. Especially what happened to Kobe Bryant. I'm like, I don't really know about the helicopter ride. I don't know about that. I don't know. Now, I guess if you got the money, you're paying $300 to go 12 minutes. Hey, more power to you. I mean, it is, and I guess if you got the money to do it and you really got to go for it. But me, it's not safe enough for me right now. It's got to go. You got to let that thing go on for a little bit. Then I would see if I would participate. But up front, hell no. The pilot program comes after years of unsuccessful efforts by local pols to crack down on private helicopters. Blade said its new route won't contribute to the noise problem since... Whoa, wait a minute. Where the heck did it go? Since its choppers will most likely be flying over the Hudson River. Blade already offers helicopter rides from Manhattan to nearby airports and to the Hamptons among their options. Where's the time at? So, 12 minutes, $125, and wait a minute, what was that? $225 for the pass. Okay. Joby, California-based aviation company that acquired Blade earlier this year, plans to integrate service into a broader rollout of electronic air taxis once regulators give them the green light. Oh no, I'm not getting that. The launch appears to mark a new phase in the city's post-pandemic commuting shift, in which growing number of businesses expect their employees to be in office for 5 days a week. Not on a helicopter, you're not. I'm not coming in. Not on no damn helicopter. You got me messed up. No, that's dangerous as hell. I refuse to do such a thing. So, but drop a comment. Let me know. Would you do this? Would you participate on ride on Blade helicopter to go 12 minutes? 12. Just 12. Just 12 minutes. I would not. I personally, not doing it. Not doing it. Not 12 minutes. Heck no. Hello, son. Hello, mom. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. All right, let's get on to our next story, shall we? Here we go. Now, let's get into it. Visa reach swipe fee settlement. Here's how it affects your wallet. Before I get into it, I don't know if a lot of people know this or not. Let me drop on. Let me switch camera real quick. I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but these credit card companies, they make transaction fees. They have transaction fees every time the merchant buys. Every time there's a swipe, the merchant has to pay 2.34% whatever per transaction. They're making that off of the stores, wherever it is. You go to the grocery store, wherever there's a card, they're charging 2.3%. You notice at gas stations, well, at least out here, they charge you 35%. Well, no, that's debit card fee. That's something different. Anyway, they're charging you this every time. So, if you're paying with cash, which most people don't nowadays, but if you do, let's say if you do pay with cash, you're paying 2.3% more because they raised all the prices in the store, all the prices of everything by 2.33% to cover the credit card transaction fee. So basically, we are all paying more money because of the transaction fees. We're having to cover that. You ever go to a gas station? If you look up the sign, it says cash, this card, cash, this price, card, this price. Why? Because if you're paying your gas only has one item to sell. They only sell gas. So they can separate the cost of those items. If it's cash, it's this price. If you want to pay for gas with your card, it's going to be this price, which is higher because they're adding in the fees. But when you go to a store, they got 100, 200 products. They can't separate all those prices from cash to card. So they just raise everything by 2.3%, and you pay more money. and that's how we ultimately lose out. But that's what's going on there. Just want to give you that tidbit. Okay. Visa and MasterCard announced Monday they have reached a proposed settlement that will lower charges that merchants pay to credit card networks. Oh, whoopee. Well, how much? How much? While those fees are being paid to the store every time a customer makes a transaction, they often get passed down on to customers with higher costs for goods and services. These fees are commonly referred to as swipe fees or interchange fees, which the National Retail Federation argued are inflammatory pressure on U.S. puts in inflammatory pressure on the U.S. economy, driving up prices for household household nationwide. These fees often fall between 2 and 5%, but under the long-awaited deal, which could end 20 years of litigation, MasterCard and Visa have agreed to lower by 0.1%. 0.1. This means they will go from 2.5 to 2.4. Okay. All right. This means merchants would pay 0.01 less per transaction, which could save retailers and consumers money, then spread millions of purchases. The NRF has long argued the swipe fees are one of the highest operating expenses for retailers, which drives up consumer prices over $1,200 for a family each year. So, but what they want to do is, they want to drop it by 0.1%, which is nothing. I ain't doing shit. Which is nothing, but after 5 years, only for 5 years, then they can raise it after that, which will cause a problem. Because if they raise it after that, we're going to be in a worse situation than we are now. And you get used to those prices at those for those 5 years at that percent, with that 0.1% off of there. But when it's over with, best believe they're going up. They are going up. MasterCard told Fox Business that it believes the deal is the best resolution for all parties, delivering clarity, flexibility, and customer protections that were sought in this effort. So, MasterCard and Visa, I guess they're trying to patch up. I thought they were rivals. I didn't know they were buddies. But anyway, so yeah, they're trying to lower because we don't see that. We don't see it on the back end. But if you're a merchant, if you have like an online store, you'll see it. It'll show you what those percentages are and what you have to pay per transaction when somebody uses a debit card fee. They do take a little money off the top. And people are swiping all day. They're making millions of dollars off of the swipes. And then, they get the money from the merchant. And then they get money from you when you don't pay interest. When you pay interest, they're making some more money. So they're making money hand over fist with this stuff. They're making money hand over fist. There we go. That's slightly cleaner. But yeah, you got to pay attention to all this stuff. Swipe fees. All these things. They're always out to try to make more money. They're always out trying to make more money. And this is why, like say you can pay cash, but they just jacked up all the prices. So you're going to pay it anyway. It doesn't really matter. So cash or not, you still got to pay it. So, yes, let's read this little tidbit. Stephanie Martez, NFR Chief Administration Officer and General Counsel, said the planned reduction announced Monday's settlement doesn't go far enough and it is still a fraction of the 2.35 average swipe fee charged to merchants in 2024, and the equivalent of rolling back fees by only 1 year. Martz said swipe fees have grown to be 3 times as much as 2010. They averaged about 2.26 in 2023. She believes the new proposed settlement should be rejected. Yeah, I agree, because if they want to lock it in for that little bit of time and raise it after that, they can. You agreed to it, so and these people can afford to weather the storm, so they can do this. They can damn sure do this. So we will see. MasterCard, Visa. Damn annual fee, man. That Amex annual fee is crazy. It just went up, I think $100 on the Amex annual fee Platinum. $850. Ugh. Gotta pay it. The terms of the deal would give merchants more power and by loosening requirements that state that if they accept one of the network's cards, they would be required to accept all of them. For example, stores could choose whether to take consumer cards, business cards, or both. I would think you take every damn card. What you mean? Why would you turn the money down? That don't make no sense. I'm trying to make as much money as I can. I'm not turning nothing down. Nathan, forget that. I'm not turning nothing down. Nothing down. All right. Let's go to the next story. What else do we got? Oh yes, Italian brands, Italian noodle brands. It seems like we always getting into it with somebody, but it is what it is. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. 13 major pasta brands could disappear from U.S. store shelves as 107% tariffs take effect. Ouch. 13 Italian pasta brands could pull their products from U.S. grocery stores or potentially be forced to hike prices dramatically as soon as January, when pushing 100% tariffs may take effect. So basically, they got these Italian noodle brands, and they're adding all these crazy ass tariffs to them, and they're not happy about it. They are not happy about it. This would be devastating to all the Italian pasta companies, not just Rumo. Jim Donnelly, chief of commercial officer of Rumo USA. Yeah, it's gonna be devastating. Yep, all that. Everybody don't do noodles well. They do not. The Italians do. They know what the hell they're doing when it comes to them noodles. That they do. What is that? A lot of some junk on here. A lot of spam comments. Whatever. But yeah, they're trying to let me see. It passed along full cost tariff January 1. It would likely hike prices from $3.99 to a high as $7.99. That's a big swing for some damn noodles. Big swing. So, I didn't know noodles were so delicate, but they are important, and the Italian noodles will come better. Now, let me list some of these brands. Let me list some of the brands that you may or may not have heard of. Along with pasta, oh man, I'm not gonna butcher all these people's names, but yeah, it's a lot of Italian brand, a lot of interesting. This noodle looks interesting. That looks like a very interesting noodle right there. I would eat this. That's nice. Yeah, a lot of interesting noodles out there, but yes, they are trying to take advantage. So we'll see what happens with the tariffs. We will see. I am not sure, but we will see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is our show for tonight. I've been your host, Malcolm, and we want to thank everybody for our comments. Chad Roberts, thank you for tuning in, my good man. Mama Zeke 1, thank you always for tuning in, and my mom, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We're gonna be back on Wednesday. With more Cheap Not Broke, more Live Life at Your Price. I appreciate you all tuning in. I appreciate everyone for watching and liking the videos and sharing them, because it's very, very helpful if you share the video. So please help your boy out. Share the videos. Very much appreciate it. All right.